city down with this. I take the whole city down with this. Wanna be down, wanna dash, wanna go fast.
Every day, as they say, is a school day, and for us, every day is spent learning something new. But from time to time, we have to go back to a proper classroom, get our techniques sorted out, get all the rust dusted out, and also learn a few new tricks. And there is no better learning school in the world than Porsche's sports car experience. Today, we are at the BIC and we have a whole range of Porsches out here. This is the GT3 RS. Out there, that's the Macan GTS, the first one to come to the country. Behind that is the Cayenne Turbo. There are 4 more cars out there. So we're going to drive the sports cars, the 4-door sports cars, the proper hardcore sports cars, even the Taycan. And what these instructors are going to do is get our driving level from here to here. Well, that is the hope in any case. So let's see how it goes. What we have here is, would you believe, Porsche India's press fleet. So you'll be seeing a lot of these cars on future videos and stories. So what are the cars we have here? This is the Cayenne Turbo, massive twin turbo V8, a nuclear reactor of a power plant. This here is the Macan GTS. Now we've driven the Macan with the 2-liter petrol engine. This is the GTS, which is more sporty, more hardcore. First time this has come to India. This is brand new. It has just arrived for this sports car experience, and of course I'm looking forward to driving it later on also. We've done a lovely story on the Macan. Should check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. Out there, the GT3 RS. Now this is the previous generation. There is a new GT3 RS, but nobody's going to complain. I'll take it any day. This here is the Macan. This is the Macan that we actually drove at the MMRT. We drove it on the racetrack. We drove it on the rally track. We also drove it on the road from Chennai to Pondicherry. Best of both worlds, or what do we call it? Split personality. Check out that video. Then over there, that's the Taycan. Sometime back, we drove it on our regular testing roads. This is the one with only rear-wheel drive. This is actually the base Taycan, but because it has got only rear-wheel drive, you can actually slide it around. And we did that with this. What a beautiful car. Further on, that's another Taycan. Again, that is the rear-wheel drive. Here, the 718 Spyder, the manual, a beautiful manual gearbox. This also we've driven at the MMRT, the best manual gearbox in the world. What a freaking awesome car. And here, the 911 Carrera S. This is the Cabriolet. Of course, the Cabriolet, the top has to stay up. And the only 911 out here. Somewhere around here, hiding, is also a Panamera Turbo S. What a lineup. What a lineup. We start with the Macan GTS, a sports car in SUV clothing. The 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 puts out 434 bhp and delivers 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. It goes on to a top speed of 272 km per hour. But obviously, we aren't going to be allowed to push it all the way to the max. But the first part of the Porsche driving experience is all about getting our lines sorted and getting up to speed with the performance of these cars. So we now swapped into the Cayenne Turbo. Obviously, a significant increase in power compared to the GTS twin turbo V8 engine. But of course, this is much bigger. And the first time you go around a corner, you can feel the difference in the agility. Out here, down the main straight, you actually have to lift off because it has so much more power than the GTS that it just swallows up the main straight. So in fact, this feels like we are cruising down the main straight, but we're just swallowing up the two Macans up in front. And this experience also gives you an idea of the differences in the handling and the capabilities of all the cars out here. Chuck it into a corner, you can feel the weight, but you step on it and you can feel the torque vectoring come into play. The rear axle comes into play, starts to oversteer a bit. It does give you a sense of the phenomenal engineering that has gone into these Porsches. So this is a big SUV, but it's a big, fast SUV that can demolish a racetrack. It also sounds good. And the thing I love about Porsches is the steering wheel. With other fast performance cars, you have this thick, fat steering wheel. But here, in a 600 plus bhp car, it still has a nice, ideally sized steering wheel. And there's so much of communication. This, of course, is brutally fast. The kind of grip that you get is unbelievable. And it's only here on a track that you can really exploit the absolute limits of the performance. On the road, to be able to harness all this performance, you have to be doing an insanely illegal speed. But here on the track, man, it feels really fast and entertaining. Though honestly, that GTS, smaller, more compact, what a sweet little car. And now from this, we're going to jump into the Panamera Turbo S. This is the Turbo. That's the Turbo S. Even more power. Like as if 600 odd horsepower is not enough. In that, I think you get 640 or so. This definitely feels like the most powerful in this lot. Step on it and beast. So after the Cayenne, when you sit in the Panamera, you sit so low down. This actually does feel like a sports car. Porsche says that this is the 4-door 911. Of course, you got to take that with a pinch of salt. But you sit so low down that immediately you feel like you're in a sportier car. And of course, this kind of power, oh God. I'm going to, on the status corner now, floor it. It's like a catapult. Even the Cayenne Turbo can't pull away. And of course, this car has better aerodynamics than the Cayenne. So that also adds to the performance. Speed down the straight is showing some 200 odd Ks. Of course, it can do much more. But the instructors want to keep it safe. This whole shebang is going around the country. They're going to do some 40 track days. So the cars also have to last. But this grip is just mighty. Also sounds so raw and powerful. This stupid bloody buzzer ruins the whole thing. And I don't know why it has to be so loud that it's deafening even through this helmet. Just look at the way this thing moves. Phenomenal. In a car like this with so much power, you just want those cars in front to go a little faster, drive harder, man. Of the day is the handling. We are going to be driving the 911 Carrera S. It's the Cabriolet. Obviously, the top will remain on. And what we're going to do is they've laid out a handling track. It is a tight handling track, and the idea is to get us to be smoother, more accurate, look further ahead, don't look right down at the cones. And in this exercise, you tend to get smoother. So on the track, you will also get faster. They're also going to be timing us. I will go out later and do a time lap, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so now my timed lap in the 911. This is the cab. Obviously, the roof is up. That was understeer there. I don't think that was fast because we understeered out there. So basically, what did I learn? Now, this is a tight handling circuit, and the way they have adjusted the slalom, it's not a regular slalom. It increases and decreases in radius. So you accelerate, be smooth, then you got a brake, then you got two right-handers. Getting out of the second right-hander, I accelerated a little too early and it understeered, the ESP cut in, and that's where I lost speed down the straight. Obviously have a quick lane change maneuver, which is very important in India because things keep popping at you from all over. And then brake in the box. The last time I did the braking in the box, I went one box further ahead. So this time I braked a bit too early and probably lost a bit of time over there. But overall, this gives you a sense of the balance of the 911, the speed that it can actually carry through the corners, and also how to be smooth and gentle when we go and do the track attack. Next up, we have the Porsche Panamera Turbo S, and what we're going to do is just accelerate, use all the power of that twin turbo V8 nuclear reactor of an engine, and then hard on the brakes and use all that power of that massive ceramic brakes. I just feel the performance of what they call is a 911 with 4 doors. And also the new Panamera, it looks beautiful in my opinion. Where the old Panamera was a bit fugly, this one so desirable. So now on this test, we are doing an acceleration, hard on the brakes, ABS brake, and a lane change maneuver. We are in the Panamera Turbo S, which is hugely powerful. So all I need to do is floor it, and then hard on the brake, and that's it. ABS kicks in, the indicators flash, so that's it. And that's the thing about Porsches. This car is going to do this for, I think, 25 days. All day, it's just going to be doing acceleration, braking, and nothing happens with these Porsche PDK gearboxes, with the brakes, ceramic brakes. It just takes a solid amount of beating. That's the reliability and the quality of the Porsches, and of course the power. That straight line acceleration is just breathtaking. I don't know, must be 3.4, 3.6 seconds. But just insane. You can feel the nose lift and okay, so we're going again. All right, gas. And this just tells you how ABS ESP also works. No, he thinks I used launch control. I didn't. Should have. But the thing is that these cars, even though this is Greater Noida, Delhi NCR region, it's probably 40 degrees outside, we're sweating away, but the cars are just built like tanks. They can just go on and on and on and on. Wow, and they want us to keep going. Normally you'll just do one and they'll say, okay, get out of the car, you're done, but this is just go on and on. So acceleration, now brake a little later, he said, so the brakes are just unreal.
And now we head out onto the main BIC track, and I start with the 718 Spyder, complete with the manual gearbox. Apologies for the gibberish that follows, because this is a car that makes 8-year-olds out of grown men.
So the 718, the only manual that you have out here, and I've said this so many times, but this is the best manual gearbox in the world. Slick, immediate, direct, the speed at which you can manually shift gears. Intense. And then this chassis, the brilliance is just unbelievable. You can lean on it so hard, you can carry so much speed through the corners, take so many liberties with it, and it just pulls you out of there. Fucking hell. (8,100 RPM). Man, the immediacy of this, where it turns, Everything that they say about Cayenne and Panamera being 4-door sports cars balls. And this balance, my God. This is how you drive when you're late to go to the airport. And the grip, oof, oof, oof. Can lean so hard on the chassis. Nothing like driving a manual. Right, my first experience of the 911 GT3. So we are on this handling course, and the grip is outstanding. The brake, and you can feel the rear. Oh, these brakes are too good.
And now for my final set of laps at the BIC in the 911 GT3 RS, and just listen to the naturally aspirated flat 6 motor.
So I think we're going to miss our flights, but we got the GT3 RS, so I think it's worth it. Spend some more time at the airport.
Let's go.
Oh man, the motorsport car. Porsche GT. No aircon, but it's no problem. So we let the hybrid go ahead. 9,000 RPM. And that weight on the rear axle, it makes it very sit, and still you can slide it around. God, what a car! And the noise! The 718 Spyder moves, but this moves. It's like a rocket. And the gear shifts also, it's like, how quick is it? This is what fast cars are all about. What lapping fast cars are all about. Oh. Full send. Full send. All the weight of the engine on the rear axle, it gives it that legendary 911 grip. And of course, this is that legendary Porsche GT department car. All that engineering we've been talking about all day. This is what it's all about. God.
And that's a day at the Porsche driving experience at the BIC. For the next 16 days at the BIC and another 16 days at the Curry Motor Speedway, over 500 Porsche enthusiasts across India will get the chance to experience almost the entire range. Sports cars, SUVs and sedans, while also polishing up their driving skills under the watchful eyes of the instructors. All in all, a great day at school.